Assalamualaikum. This is the third part of the tutorial Django and Flutter nodes. So in this tutorial we will do a card operation, and in this operation we will create node, update node, get node, and delete node with Django and Flutter. So here as Django is backend, we will create our database table with Django, and create API to create, read, update, and delete. So first of all, we need an app for our nodes. As so we will create an app with Django. So we will write. Before that, make sure your virtual environment is activated. So to activate virtual environment, you can write source env/bin/activate, and I will create before that I will create a new branch in this project, so that I will check my branch, git branch, and this is part 2, and we'll create a branch for part 3. So git check out dash b part 3 start. Okay, yes, the part 3 start has been created. Git, okay, this is the part 3, and so we move to our project here. Now we will create yes sorry, we'll create a Django app. Python manage.py start app, and the app name is note app. So, here inside this app, if we now check here, we can see we have created an note app with inside our Django project. As we create a new app, we should install it. To install this app, we can go to configuration. This is the main app project for main project folder for this Django backend. Inside these settings, we should install the app. And to install it, we can simply add the app inside here under local app. The app note app here. So after adding the app, now we have successfully installed the app. So if we run python manage.py run server, and it is running. Now we have to create a database table inside the app. To create database table, we will move to the app. This is the app, and inside model we will create a database table which is called model in Django. So class the table is node, and node inside node the models dot model, we will extend this node from models dot model to pass. So now think of what we need to, in this node. In this node we need an title node title, we need not title, and we need not name, no sorry, not title, we need not, and we need a author. So inside this title is string. So as it is string, we can say this is an character field. So we can write models dot character field. Title is character field, and we have to give it an max length of the title, and we will ensure that max length of the title is 56, and it is not nullable. It is not nullable, and yes, it is also not blank. Yeah, and note, we note what is note is an text field. Okay, it can take more than, suppose we can save 5,000 character inside this note. So we will ensure write models dot text field. It is also a string text field, and we can add 5,000 character inside the note. And author is the user who uh, writes it. So the author is models dot foreign key, and this foreign key is the author. So we have to import the user model. So here inside app model, this is the user model. And another way to get user model is we haven't write any thing. Yes, this is the another technique of getting user model is import it uh, from Django contribute. What it does, this user model is import the user model which is using in the inside settings. So it is the right user to use user model. We should import the user model. This is the right way to get the user. Actually this user model is this one. This user model refer to this user class, and because we have as assigned inside settings.py that auth model here that auth user model is this user app dot user. As we assign that auth user model is user app dot user, so that is why this user model is referring to this model inside user app user. If we change this user model to anything else, then the user the that one will be our user model. But as we are using this user model, so we will get user model by importing it. So this node has relationship with our user app, and get user model. So this yes, this node has relation with our user app, and this is whenever the user is for foreign key of node, and these we should on write on delete. It means on delete when we are deleting the user, specific user, we also delete his nodes. And we to write that we can simply say models dot cascade, and we can also protect the delete by using model dot protect. But we need to delete his node when he is deleted. So this is our table. This table table has title, note, and author. We and this note also had an auto increment ID. Here, if yes, okay, I cannot show you that now, but uh, it also has ID that I remember it. So we have as we have created the node, we need some we need now we can do some operation, uh, create uh, create read, update, and delete. So, we can uh, here inside under the node app, under admin.py, we can register the node inside our admin panel. Admin dot site dot register, and we can note, and we will input it from dot note app import note, sorry, from dot models. Yes, not up not from dot models, import this node and register it with admin panel. And now if we run my python manage.py run server, we if we move to admin panel, this is our admin panel, and here we can create we can go what no such table. Okay, there is no table created because we have to run some python command such as uh, uh, make we have python manage.py make migrations, and we have to also migrate it. Python manage.py migrate, and now we have successfully migrated our application, and now we can add our note here. So we can add here note here, give a title new note. This is a note, and we can give author any author here, and we can just save it. Here the author is returning only ID. We can also later, and so this is the note, and we have to create the note using Flutter. So here, so now before anything else, we will learn how to work with Django model. So inside so here we will paste python manage.py shell, and here we have get a shell, and we will import from node app dot models import node, because this is this inside the node app, inside models.py, here is the node model, so we are importing the node. And I want to show you nodes. To get all node inside this app, we can simply write node dot object dot all, and if we print it, print a, you can see we have get one node. So this is the technique to get all node inside our app. Okay, now yes, this is and if we print an a dot title here, okay, the query set has no title, no object all. Okay, this is giving me the query set has no title. Okay, yes. uh, because this has no title because it is giving me a list of node, and it has no title, sorry, query set. And to get a node, we can simply write index by indexing it this node. And if we write node dot title, we will get the node name. If we write node dot node, we will get the node we have written. This is the node. See, if we write node dot author, we will get the author, and the author is returning user ID. We can do another thing, that is, if we here inside, where is the user model? Here, this is the user model, so we are returning this ID. That is why it is returning ID. But if we return here also username or nickname, str, later we will add self dot nickname plus and space and ID, space and ID. We can get the, okay, to get we can get the username, but to get the username we have to start it again. Okay, let us try exit it, and let us start again. And here we will import the node app. We'll get all node, uh, inside all node that we'll want the single on node. So to get the single first node, we'll index it with 0 and we'll get the node. And now if we at node.author, we will get his name. So here's his name is simple name. His nickname is simple name. So that is how we can get a node. And we can also get node by filtering it. So here in query result is equal node dot object dot filter. With this method we can specify that we need only the node which have an ID of 1. If we run it, we can print the query, and this query is printing the node, list of node. And if we just print the node and its title, we are getting the node with containing the ID 1. And if we we can also filter the node with the author, and we have to pass the author ID, sorry, author underscore ID, and the author ID is 3. So here we are saying that we need the node of node.object filter. So we need the node which author underscore ID. 2 underscore means his property of author with ID containing 3. So give me the node which author ID is 3. So now we can print it, the query, and we are getting the node. And if we check here, dot author, we can see we are getting the author with a containing ID. We can also filter with it with his nickname by saying that author nickname is the simple name. Now if we print it, here you can see we are getting the author. So this is how we can get notes. And now if there is no author, what will happen if we filter it with such as with author ID means 6? You can see there is no author, empty list. He is getting us the empty list. There is no note with written by author with ID 6. And there is also another method that which is called get method. And if we try to get with this ID, it will rise error that there is no note with this author. So this to get uh, to get a note, we have we need an existing note. There is no existing note, it rise an error. Okay, but if we try to get with ID 3, author ID 3 note, we can get it. Now we have get it with author ID 3, and we can now print the note. And here you can see we have author. And this is how we can get the note. We can use note model to query our notes. Mm, it is you can see it is read operation, but it is inside Django. It is not on Flutter. And you can also say this is yes. Now we will see how to create a note. To create a note, yes, we to create a note. First we will create a note. Yes, note. This is a note, and note equal note note dot uh, note dot note dot title equal, suppose this is title note dot author, sorry, note dot note is test note. And we need another author. Who is the author of this note? Okay, author, we will try to give him an author ID, and it is not taking anything. It need user instance. So to get user instance, what we can do, we have to import the user. So from user app dot models import user, and we will say user dot objects dot get. We will get an user which ID is 6 and user 6. And see, we have get an user 6. And now if we print it here, see we have user 6 which nickname is example, and we will make him the author of our note. Okay, now if we here inside this node.author we will pass user6. User6 is the instance of this example. So now we have assigned him inside our node, and now we can say node.save, and this will save the node inside our database. Now if we check inside our admin panel, here you can see another second node is created, and this time the author is 6. This is a create operation inside Django, but we haven't added to Flutter yet. We will. Yes, uh, now we want to delete this node. To delete or update this node, to update it, we can say node dot update. We can pass title equal update title. Node dot update. Okay, we will not say this. We will assign node dot title equal updated title, and then we can simply run node dot save to save the node. Now if we can see, we have updated its title, updated node, updated title. See, and now if we run node dot delete, this node is the instance of the second node with id 2. It will delete our node. Now if we check here which node is deleted, see, node with id 2 is deleted. And we see the history here. Here inside this my action we have deleted. No, this is not admin action. Okay, so this is a delete operation and update operation inside Django. Now we will do, we need to add it with Flutter. We want to get this node updated node. Yes, so here inside to CRUD operation, add CRUD operation or integrate CRUD operation with Flutter, we need RESTFUL API, and we have installed the REST framework, Django REST framework inside here. So we have a serializer. You can use the help of we can get help from serializers. So we yes, now what we will do, we will make an serializer, serializers.py. Inside here we import the model serializer from REST framework. Import serializers, and we will extend our node serializer. And this node serializer extend from serializers.model serializer. Okay, this is the model serializer. So what serializer does, serializer will help us to make the map and JSON into make the node inside. I will show you now. you can understand. Here inside class meta, inside meta class we will assign a model, and our model is note. From dot models import note, and our model is note, and our fields is elds fields is we need we can assign only one or two fields, such as title, and we can assign it with um, title and what note. If we assign these two things, we will only get these two fields. If I show you how to use this note serializer, here we exit it, and now again we have import python main.py shell. Here we will import the note serializer. Before that we will import note, from note underscore app dot serializers import note serializer. So here we have imported note serializer. So we will get an note, and we will convert the note into JSON. To do that, here we can simply say, or get, we have to get a note. To get note, what we have to do, we have to say note equal note dot object. Yes, you have get it. Objects dot get by id, and we have only one note with id 1, so we'll get the note. And what we will do now, we'll say serializer of and this serializer is the serializer of note, and we will assign the note dot serializer, and we will pass the note instance inside the serializer. Can we zoom it? Okay, we will pass a note inside the serializer. And now if here we have created an instance of serializer, and now if we run serializer dot data, okay, we have to do another thing, or the wrong that many equal false. Many means this is only one, this is not a list of note, it is a single note. And now if we run serializer.data, what it said, unhashable type list, is this is list, print a note, this is not list. But why it fails? Why it failed? Okay, inside meta class we fields fields is starpel. Okay, I think that was the mistake of this comma. If we stop it again, exit and run, we will import note serializer. We will get node by id, we'll assign node get node by id, and we'll make a serializer and we'll print serializer.data. Yes, this here I there here is a and comma, that was the problem. So here you can see we this serializer turn our model into JSON object. So that is why this serializer is needed. Again, if we have an JSON object, suppose we can say JSON node.json equal, we'll create a node.json with, and suppose we will create, well, so we cannot save this here we have passed title and node. That is why the serializer.data is returning title and node. It is not returning the who is the user of this node, and it is not also returning that what is the id of our node. But if we assign that here id and the author, it will return us the id and author. Now if we exit and redo it, run shell, import node, import serializer, import now a serializer node, and get okay, we will get node, and now we will get serializer. And now if we print serializer.data, here you will see we are getting title, node title is new node, we are getting node, and we are getting id of the node, and we are getting author. But this time we are getting only not author id. But we need, if we need author details, we can get it. To get author details, we can simply say there is yes, we to get author details. So we are we are talking about we need author details. But before that, I want to show you another thing. Here we have written all the fields here, so you see. But suppose I need not all field, I want to suppose there is more than this 4 field. There here can be field like more than 20 or 15. It is a boring or bad thing or time consuming that we have we write here all the fields and blah blah blah. But we can not do writing all the field. We can just simply write underscore all, and it will return all the fields all the fields we need. Now if I exit and do this again, you will see it work same like before. And CS data is returning same thing. It is both same. So now here the author, we are getting author id only, but we will drive more deep here. So we need not only id, more than that. So we can write here author equal serializers dot string related field, and if we pass a string related field, and again if we import the serializer, and if we see, okay, we have to exit it and again. shell import node import and assign node serializer.data. Here you can see we are getting now the author from author we are getting name. Yes, the nickname and the ID. It means that the author is giving us the auth user model, and the user model this model return and nickname plus ID. This means the author is returning this underscore str which is returning. So but we need author details. Actually, to get author details we can say serializer method field serializers dot serializer method field, and what it will do, and here we will pass an method name, and the method name is get author, and we have to define the author method here inside this class. So here we will define the method, and this method has two parameters. It has and self and another parameter is model. The model is this on which we are using. This on is the model, and self is this serializer itself, and here we will return a object means we will return author details, and here we will pass suppose ID author ID, and the author ID is model dot author dot ID, and now I'm author nickname model dot author dot nickname dot, and suppose we need also profile picture, profile picture sorry, not inside string, profile picture, and another we will pass email and model dot author dot email. So now if we try to get it, shell import node serializer get node get serializer. Now serializer.data. Here you can see we have now object inside object. This is the object, and author is returning another object, and here we have create an object by ourselves, but we can use serializer to create a object using serializer. Here you know this is the auth user model, and we can make it we can create an author serializer serializers dot model serializer. Here we can create model by meta class meta, and here we will pass the model, and the model is user model or user model, and fields is fields is not all field. We need ID, nickname, profile picture, ID, nickname, profile picture, and email. Nickname, profile picture, and email. Okay, and now yes, now here we will not return this object. We will return here auth serializer dot data, and here we will pass an author model dot author, and many equal false because this is only one object. Now if we again try it, no, not import get not get serializer, and really print serializer data. Here you can see author is returning his ID, nickname, profile picture, and email. That's great because our this is how we can get object inside object with Django REST framework, and we can return this object to our Flutter side so that we can get note and its author with his details. And yes, that is it. And now what we can do now, so we will create another serializer, but this time this one is only to getting object, serializer object. We cannot use this serializer to save our or to create our I mean to we cannot use this serializer to save and not because it is returning an author which is returning this this method. So to get to build and serializer that will save or create a node with and JSON from in JSON, we cannot provide it anything any any method here, and we can name this serializer node save serializer to save node using serializer. And now we will learn how to use this node save serializer to save node. Okay, to save node we have to before we have to import it not save serializer. Okay, exit and create it again. Shell not save has not save serializer, and we'll import node and node. Yes, now we will create a node using serializer, or save a node using serializer, and again we will update a node using serializer. So before that we will create create a data which will contain an object, and inside this object we will give some data like we will not give ID, we will give author ID, we will give title, and we will give note. So author, we are giving author, and here inside author we will pass here ID 4, and we will give title. Here in title we will pass title for another node, and this node is created by serializer. If we run it, here we have create a variable data which is containing an object, and with this object we will create node using serializer, not save serializer. Here we will pass node save serializer. Here inside data we will pass that equal data, and we will get an object serializer. So, and now if we run serializer.save, it will hopefully it will save the data. No, it is saying that we must call serializer.is valid before calling save. So before calling save, we have to call here is valid, and it is saying yes, the serializer is valid. So now we can save the serializer, and hooray, we have successfully created another object using our serializer. Here not object 3, and we have created this node using serializer, not using model, and serializer created the node using and object. So this is how we can create an and node model using object with the help of serializer. This is really helpful, and with this to with this with the help of serializer, it will be easy for us to communicate from Flutter and Django. So inside view.py we have to create a view function. This view function is responsible for RESTful API. So before integrating uh, our Django REST framework with Flutter, I will show you a CRUD operation using Dart. So I will go to one of my folder, Dart folder, where I practice Dart. Suppose give it a name test2, and I will open it with my VS Code, and here I will write dart create dot to create dot dash dash force to create an project inside this directory. It has created a dart. Here inside here is live inside this is bin, and I need an library to call for rest, and I will add a dependency. Add dependency https http, and it will add http, and now I will import the http. Package http as http. Okay, now Now here we'll inside lib, just to okay. Here inside library, this is library. Here inside library we'll create, okay, import library to sorry, import this http to here, because this main, under main we will only write, we will call the REST API. Okay, what we will write here, actually we need a token, string token. First of all we need a token for authorization. Our suppose we will get token of user 6, copy the token, and we with the token we can prove that we are authenticate user. And now we have token. Now we can send post request to our Django side. So here we will say create node update node delete node, and then the get node. See, and now, so before we to send post request to our Django side, with Django, we need an URL. We need an URL. So here, this is and we do not have URL inside here, so we will create an URL dot py, and inside urls.py we need an variable name urls pattern, and we copy urls pattern from the configuration urls.py to this urls.py and paste the urls here. And now we will import from Django urls, import path and include. Here include, we have include, and now we will add the note app here, note, and this note is taking us to note app dot urls, and here we have the note app, and here we will create an path. This path is create node, and we need an there is two type of views, function views and class views. We will at first use function views, and after that we will use class view. So here we will create node, get node, get nodes, node list of nodes. We will create update node and delete node, and we will now pass delete node. It will pass an error because there is no function named create node. So we will make this function inside this views.py. So gif inside this create node, we will pass request, and we will also make get node, get list of node, update node, delete node, and all of these are uh, same like before we did in our shell Python. Here just same like here this is these are the path, and we have to import view from with this views file from dot import views, and we have can pass the views here dot create not views dot get not views dot get list of not views dot update not and views dot delete not. So these are the endpoint. Yes, we will pass slash here. So we have successfully created our endpoint, and inside Dart we will assign the endpoint. The endpoint is localhost or URL equal const URL equal or localhost, in this case 800, and it is http slash slash, and then we will go to node, and after that this is the, and we will create var URI equal URI dot parse URL plus the create node. And now we are getting the URI. We are getting the URI, and now if we say http dot post request to our URI, and we have to give send data there. So map data equal data, we will send the data like this one, copy, just like this one, and we will pass here for as string, and inside here body is data, and header, inside header we'll pass a token. So the system is authorization slash token, and yeah, and it is asynchronous, and we'll wait for it. Var response, this is the response, and we will get a response, and we will not pass author, we will just pass title and note. We will assign that the author is the user who is sending request here, and title title for the node created using API, and we'll say hi, I am created from Dart API. This is the node. So if we call this create node function inside our Dart, what it will do, it will just hit to the endpoint of our Django. We have to say we'll let this on. Okay, Django, we'll see if Django is running or not. Yes, Django is running. This is the create node. Here as it is post request and we want to get data, we have to import Django REST framework.decorator, import a API view, and we will with the help of API view we'll pass here and method post method. And now if we'll return and response. The response is from REST framework dot response import response, and the response, inside this response we have to send our data object, and I will not create object or not at the first time. I will print the data here. Okay, and if I request it from our Dart side, this is the Dart. If I run Dart run, okay, HTTP. Okay, we did I did a mistake here. Yes, the request is sent. Here if we see in here, Django has printed an object. Title is the title which we set inside our Dart. So this data is the data that we are sending from okay, from Dart. Yes. And now what we will do, I will also send the author ID from the Dart. No, I will not send the author ID from the Dart. Here we will import the serializer to save from dot serializers import not save serializer. Inside not serializer we'll pass data, and to get data will data equal request the data dot dict, data dot dict. It will convert it to dictionary. I hope that. I am not sure. I will again request from Dart to see the result, and yes, it did. It convert the data into dictionary, and after the dictionary we will we will also print request dot user to show you which user he is. With the help of token we are able to use we are able to log in inside the Django app as a example 6 with the help of his token. So now inside this data we will assign the data, we will assign that author equal request.user.id. We'll assign the id inside author. Now as we have data, and we'll pass the data inside this data, and we will have an serializer. And now if now we have serializer, and with the help of serializer, at first we'll check the serializer.is valid, and now if it is valid we will say serializer.save with, and if it is say and we will rise exception true, and save. After that we'll send the response, and this response will be the not serializer, and the not serializer we will send response of the dot data. When we are saving the serializer we will get a model, we'll get a note, and we'll pass the note inside this note serializer and say many equal false, because this is only one note. Yes, now if we and we will receive, so we will save now, and we will receive and response here, and we will print the response, and we can show response.body. We can see that we will get an JSON object, string, and at first we will get a string here. After that we can convert it into JSON with the help of JSON decoder. You can convert it into a JSON object, var JSON, and we'll pass the JSON here, and we will print it. Now here this is the serializer. We are saving and sending note back. Now if we run the Dart, wow, successfully we have created our note using Dart. If we see here, note 4 is created. Hi, I am created from Dart API. See how easy is this? How easy it is. Okay, and same thing goes to update note, delete note, and get note. I have shown you the operation. You only have to send request from Dart to Django, and I will not show I think I have shown enough you the function view. I will create another view using serializer class. So from REST framework generic class view. I will create now and class view to create a node from REST framework dot generic import create API view. This create API view is so class, we will create a class create not API will extend this API from create API view, and inside this create API view we have to pass the safe serializer here inside. If we see mixing, or if we see the generic app, here we have to pass two things, and query set and a serializer class. I am not sure if we have to say send query set or not, but I am sure we have to send this serializer, assign the serializer here. This is the create node API, and here this is the create node API, and we will create node. Inside create node we will use views dot create node API dot as view, and in this case we have to pass author ID from here, and we will pass the author ID 6, and here another from Dart 2. If we run now, see, we have successfully created our node using Django class view, and it is much more easier than this long code. This lady is much more easier and short. Most of the time it is used in Django, but in few cases we can, if we want to write details ourselves, we can use function API view. And there is another advantage of class API view. We can go here and here we can pass node, then create node. See, when we are using class API view, if we go to the endpoint, we can get this form to create an class, to create node ourselves. Isn't it awesome? And we can see what field we need to create our node. Now there is also other class API view like this create API view. There are also update API view. There is also delete API view. There is also list API view, and there is also list create API view. Retrieve is getting retrieve API view, another retrieve update API view, and retrieve update delete retrieve update destroy all together. So we can use them to short our tutorial here. So here we will create an API view. We have created an API view to create node. We can use a list API view to get nodes API, and it needs an serializer, and we can pass this is for safe serializer. We have built another serializer which is node serializer to get the serializer class only. And inside this list API view, inside this generic, you can see there is a we have to provide query set here. Without query set, this list API view will raise error. So the query set is node from dot models import node dot object dot all, means we will get all the node inside also node from Django to Dart side, and we have to assign this node inside this get a list of nodes and dot as views. And now from Dart side, if I will copy this and make a get nodes here and paste it, but little change inside this create node. The change is list of nodes, and we do not have to pass the data anymore, because we are only getting, and this is an get method. This is the only not only on way to get node, you can also go to the URL to get all the node we have. See, or from Dart you can run now this get node function. We will comment the create node here, and if we run get node, we are able to getting a list of node here. See, from Django to Dart side, and if we want to change the query set, we have the option to change the query set. To change query set, we can assign the get query set here. This get query set return query set. Inside this view, we have to just write the get query set and return a query set, and the query set is nodes dot objects dot filter. We will filter the and give only the node filter by the author equal request dot user, and it will only send okay, not request.user, self.request.user, and now it will only send those nodes we, we which is written by the user. And if now I try from the Google Firefox, will not get any node because we didn't write any node. But if we try from Dart side, we'll get node because get only two node, because this Dart has written two node. Yes, written two node. Sorry, only one node. We are getting only one node. And we can also import list and create API view, and this list and create API view also do the same thing, but extra advantage is that it give us list and give us opportunity to create an API and not to suppose here we can see node from Firefox, new node. Okay, author ID is null. It is asking for us author ID. We'll pass here only one, and okay, we have, the field was blank, that is why it is the error. Skip, I want to skip this now from, but it will work for you. And there is all two more thing, and retrieve, update, and destroy. What this if you does is that class node retrieve a destroy view and pass retrieve, update, destroy. So retrieve retrieve node is difference. Retrieve node serializer is not the same like destroy and delete. So I will use destroy, sorry, update and okay, destroy and update. There is no API view for destroy and update only. We'll here to save. This update means part of save, and destroy means delete. To update and destroy, we will use the node save serializer class, and we have to pass an ID with the URL. Not only update node, also delete update node. And here inside here we have to pass the ID, which is a primary key, of the node, so that it can delete the node with that ID. Now if we use the URL to delete it, or to update node from Dart, this is update the URL. I will copy it, paste on update asynchronous, and this URL is delete update node. After that, it inits and primary key of the node. Here I will pass int ID of the node which we want to delete. And to update we need to put. We will use put method to update. And yes, I don't know, it will yes, we and to delete we'll use the same URL, but only for deleting reason we will use delete method, and we will pass our ID. And this we have to also pass data of the updated data actually. Here we as string title and string note. We'll remove at first we will update the node, and after that we will delete the node. So here inside now we will run update node, and here we will pass the ID and updated title and the node. And the ID is, I will see here which node I can delete. I will delete this fifth ID, not with fifth ID. Sorry, no update. Now if I run it here, it has sent me an error. The error is it wants the author ID, I think. Yes, it wants the author. You know, our author was this author is 6 for this ID. And now if we run, error again, body fields, no, get query set method, get query set is none. Okay, yes, we have to pass this query set. Now try to run it. Integer is not a subtype of string. Oh, okay, it need string. Yes, now it is updated now. Yes, updated title, updated note. After passing the author, we have successfully updated title and updated note. And now if I want to delete the note with the id 5, delete note with the id 5, we can delete it. Exception. Oh, exception is in this response, because delete do not give us any response, but the note have been deleted. If we check here, note is deleted, and if we again delete another note like this 4, id with 4, we can delete it. Oh, see, we have deleted this last two note. This is the CRUD operation with the Django and Flutter. Actually, Dart. We can use this Dart code to Dart code to and add the Dart code in the Flutter, and yeah, use this Dart code in a Flutter app and do this operation. So this is it. In the next tutorial I will use Flutter to and create notepad with it and show you. Assalamu alaikum.